back to the channel, fam. Welcome back to the channel. This is Brian, the introverted marketer, and it ain't hard to tell. It's simple. Now we're tapping back in with AceStudio, and you can see right here, I upgraded, fam. How could I not? I mean, let's look at the difference. So 660 minutes versus 330, and I'm gonna subscribe to rent to own. You can see when you buy it up front, you pay for 2 years up front. It's $400 on the artist or $528 for the artist. But what you get, what you keep, you know, within the terms and conditions is access to the actual tool itself, which is this right here. You keep this and you get unlimited AI vocal generation, AI instrument generation, and unlimited cloning retrain time. So that's what you get for the lifetime deal for that aspect. Now, do you have a lifetime of generative kits like Inspire Me, which is generating music, or add a layer or music enhancer, anything that's heavy on AI enhancement or using AI at all to like create things like soundtracks, adding layers, music enhancer, which I just said, that you need a monthly subscription for. And I say monthly lightly because really how AceStudio is operating is you're paying this upfront for 2 years, or you pay this upfront for 1 year. So my next year, I will pay the other half of this is billed yearly. There is no billed monthly. I feel like this is a bit of deceptive price, deceptive. Even though it's kind of upfront, they just showing you what you pay a month. But maybe in people's minds, they see it and they think, well, I'd rather just pay the $22 a month. But that's just not how they operate, and you build yearly. So I understand a lot of people may feel a certain way about that. Other platforms are a lot more affordable because they give you options. Well, here your only option is to pay for your 2 years upfront or pay 50%. You pay 1 year upfront and you pay the next year upfront. So I know that turns a lot of people off, and I understand that. But unlike a lot of those platforms, you don't get to own like this tool right here, which you could do a lot of things with. Right? You just rent in access to the platform, but you get to essentially keep this tool right here. But this is not the main reason the video. So I'm doing this follow-up video to AceStudio because we're going to be focusing on the custom voice, and of course they have the voice changer, right? So I did do a custom voice for myself. Obviously I can't sing that good, right? So let's just actually go in. I have another artist here that I'm working on. That's why that's kind of like blocked out right now. But if you go over here to manage, you can see right here with the managed voice, there are 5 versions based on the same data set from rare to well done. Each of them may have differences in performance due to different training depth. So what I did was I created my voice using another AI application, a singing voice, and I trained it using AceStudio. So right here, we have it right here. If I want to, it's already deployed the medium, the well done. So we're going to test it out, see how the medium look, right? So this is how it sounds.
What are you afraid of? Oh, baby, tell me. You don't have to be cautious. Love is all we need.
Now the tool I use to create that voice, I'm going to do a video on that. I'm going to do a future video on that. That's going to be coming soon. The tool that I use to train my voice to sound like that, because I didn't use like my regular singing voice because I cannot sing at all. I used a tool to train my voice, and then I put it in the AceStudio to train it. So that's how it sounded right there. You can see right there. We'll listen to another sample.
I've been missing you, baby. Tell me something, do you feel the same, baby? I've been missing you, babe. Tell me something, do you feel that way?
So that's my voice. You can see 100% is me. Now, if I want to mix it up, I can. Right, so we could just, let's say we put it down to 70, 70, and let's say we put it up to 30, 30, and we'll update it. Right, you can see the changes save. We'll go over here. So let's see how that sounds when we blend it. Deep in your ocean, that sounds.
Oh, put me deep in your ocean. Drown me in your tide. Let me show you devotion.
So the good thing about AceStudio is that you see they have all these voices here, right? You could create your own voice. You could go in, you could mess around with these voices and make your own unique voice. It doesn't necessarily need to be you, but it could be your own unique voice. I know a lot of the discourse with AI voices that they all sound the same, but with AceStudio, you can really come in here and create your own voice. Create your own voice, mix it with some of their voices, and it'll be a completely unique voice. You can mix it up with as many of these as you want to create the voice that you want to create it how it sounds. So you could create something truly unique, and I think that's what differentiates this is that you could blend the voices, right? So let's just see how this sounds. You could go with.
You didn't think I've been here waiting up all night, up all night.
So it's gonna be hit or miss, and it's gonna really be dependent on what you use to train your voice. So the reason why I'm using my voice instead of just mixing in theirs is because this is my voice. It's me. You could tell it sounds like me singing very much better than I could normally. It sounds like me, and then I could take the voices here that they give me access to and some rights to use, and then I mix it with mine, and then I could create something that's truly unique because it's me, and then it's a mixture of other voices, and it doesn't have to just be one voice. It could be multiple voices. You can just play around with these and see what makes sense, and you can really come in and create your own custom voice. So because we want it to just be 100%.
You didn't think I've been here waiting up all night, up all night.
Right, so you really could go in and mess around with these, and I think that's what makes this pretty awesome. This feature right here, if you want to create your own like artist, AceStudio is definitely a great tool to consider because you could go in there and train your vocals and make something that's truly unique. Now, the process for training, and I kind of don't want to go in and do it because when I was doing this video originally, the video was taking long. It was some issues and it kind of crashed. Right, so we're gonna put this back up to 100% because we'll test out some songs with my voice. Keep it 100, like so. That's the medium, and the medium well, and the well done. And then let's say you wanted to see how it sounded on the well done. Let's see how it sounds here. Let's see if you can tell if it's any difference. And then it's a little slow. You gotta forgive me for that, family.
I've been missing you, baby. Tell me something, do you feel the same, baby? I've been missing you, babe. Tell me something, do you feel that way?
So I don't know if I could really tell the difference with the well done and the medium well. But what I do want to be able to do is you can see the languages that I said I could be able to sing in is in Chinese, English, Japanese, and Spanish. You can see we have the default language here is English. So we're gonna go into AceStudio. We're gonna actually test that out and see how that actually sounds and looks. But going back to what I was saying before, right? The reason why, let's go back here. Like, okay, so let's say I wanted to go retrain. Maybe I could. Give me 1 second, fam, because I don't want to erase this, but I do want to show you what the process actually looks like. So give me just 1 second. All right, give me 1 second. All right, so here's my voice or one of my artists I gotta redo for her. Okay, so you can see here when you're gonna train it, you have an option for 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, any amount. You need at least 10 minutes to put in there. Up to 60 minutes would be better. You put everything into here, and then it gives you examples of what actually sounds good for training and what doesn't. So here's some examples right here.
I will never forget what we had, now, baby.
So definitely need dry vocals.
I will never forget what we had, now, baby.
Right? No overlaps or trunctions.
And girl, no matter what was said, I will never forget what we had, now, baby.
And of course the
Do
solo.
you remember?
All right, Mike.
It's been a long, long time.
So they give you examples of how it should sound and how it shouldn't, what you shouldn't upload.
We'd be together all day.
Don't do that.
We'd be together.
Don't do that.
I will never forget.
Don't do that.
I will never forget.
Obviously, you don't want background noise.
And girl, no matter what was said, I will never.
Don't want that.
And girl, no matter, I will never.
Right? So, don't want any of that. And let me see 1 second, family. So to train my vocals, I obviously not a professional singer. I don't have access to a studio, anything like that to clean up vocals. I just want you to hear what the actual software trained off of, just a little bit. I didn't follow everything to the T. That's why it doesn't sound clean. It sounds a little bit garbled. I tried to clean it up a little bit inside of. It was a tool that I use. WavePad, I believe, is what I tried to use to clean it up. But obviously, there was some things in the background, and it was not much I could do about it. I just want you to hear a little bit of what I used to train my voice. So here's how it sounded.
Concrete jungle, cracked sidewalks, my cable. Learn to hustle, learn the quick steps, learn to manage. Bodega owners, bulletproof glass, and the scent of the law. Steam rising from the grates, winter's first call.
Now, there's only so much that AI can do to help you in these situations. You just have to understand that. That's just the way, just, one way of doing it. I'm okay with my voice for now. If I want to train it with something different, I can always retrain it and do something different. But I just wanted to show you the example in this video of what I use to actually train my voice. Right, so that's what I use. And I pretty much did a few songs with another tool, taking my voice, cleaning up the vocals, and I pretty much just uploaded samples to try to clean it up as best as I could using WavePad by NCH. And I did the best I could. Now, obviously, I couldn't meet the standard, which is why it sounded the way it did, but I just wanted to show you what I did with mine. Right? And like AceStudio is like a real tool for people that high quality microphone and things like that. And I'm just using this little DJI mini, right? Recording some regular voice samples, then put it into the system using AI to enhance it, swap voices, and make songs. So now that you see here what you got to do, you just drag and drop and you get up to 60 minutes, and then you apply this to D harmony and D verb. If there's nothing that you can really do and you know you clean it up the best you can, you see that there's harmonies and reverb in your stuff, you select this and then it'll do that for you. But now that we have all that, I do want to create some stuff, swap the voice out. Maybe we'll do something in different languages because you see the voice can do Spanish, it can do Chinese, and it can do Japanese. So we'll see how that sounds. But you can also train it in each of these. So when you train it in different languages, you have a higher probability of it sounding uh, as authentic as possible when you're training it using vocal samples from the different languages that they actually allow. So just give me 1 second, family. Okay, so for this example, I just generated a song, an R&B song about being stuck in traffic. You see, I have it right here. Go ahead and press play, just to hear a little bit how it sounds.
Took the last call, stayed too late at the desk again. Now I'm bumper to bumper, watching daylight fade to gray. Coffee gone cold, playlist spinning the same old songs. My head on the headrest, but the horn keeps dragging me along. I'm stuck at these red lights.
So I'm not gonna make you listen to the whole thing, but here's the one that I'm actually gonna use and test out. So we'll put it in play.
Oh, man. Took the last call, stayed too late at the desk again. Now I'm bumper to bumper, watching daylight fade to gray. Coffee gone cold, yeah. Playlist spinning the same old song. My head on the headrest, yeah. But the horn keeps dragging me along.
So just wanted you to hear a little bit, right? You know, that was the inspire me, right? So now we have the voice changer. Let's see if we can do that here, AI tools, and we have the voice changer. So you can see here we have voices here, and then we have cloned. So give me 1 second, family. Sorry about that, family. So you see here we have the voices here that we can switch, and we have instruments here that we can switch, right? Right. And remember, they're royalty free, the voices, if you want to use them. But I definitely recommend creating your own voice, maybe mixing it up with people so you can, create a unique voice, something that you own, something that you know is a little bit professionally trained, or maybe if your voice is professionally trained, stuff like that using AI. But you can see here I have my own voice right here, and we're going to use that. We'll go ahead and convert it. And it's going to go ahead and do its thing, and we'll see how it sounds. All right, family, so let's go ahead and see what it did. Go ahead.
Took the last call, stayed too late at the desk, yeah. Now I'm bumper to bumper, watching daylight fade to gray. Coffee gone cold, playlist spinning the same old songs. My head on the headrest, but the horn keeps dragging me along. I'm stuck at these red lights, heavy eyes, trying not to get when the world drives by. Thinking just to stay away, thinking about the bed I still ain't made. I'm stuck in these red lights, heavy eyes, oh, ain't I can make it wrong.
Now, I know there's definitely some criticism to be made about the quality of this, but In my opinion, it's amazing that it could even do that. Now, what this tells me is that I need to go and create a higher quality voice sample. I showed you the voice sample before and how it wasn't necessarily the best. And because it wasn't the best, and it gives you examples of what it needs to sound like in order for it to create a quality voice, that's what it sounded like. So, am I impressed with what it did? I'm impressed with what it did because it kind of kept up the harmony and the melody of the singer. But of course, there's the artifacts and things like that, and that's because with the AI, it can only do so much. So the cleaner the vocals, the better your voice is going to sound. But what I actually want to do is because the voice can actually do it said Spanish, Chinese, and Japanese. I do want to create songs in those languages and then see how it sounds there. And I'll just give you my thoughts after that. So stand by, fam. All right, fam. So the first song we're gonna be testing out is a J-pop song because we can do it in English, Spanish, Chinese, and Japanese. So we'll do J-pop, we'll do a Chinese song, and we'll do a Spanish song, and we'll just see how the vocals turn out. So let's hear a little bit of how it sounds. And here we go.
フロアの明かり消えたビルドの影書類の山を笑って投げ出してタイム稼働してそっと上出た瞬間赤いブレーキランプの海に飲まれたため息の列が前にならえして進んだ距離はたった
I'm sorry, but a little bit about me. I love anime. I love J-pop, and for me, it's all about the vibe and the sound. And I just love how the Japanese pop music it sounds. So I really love J-pop, but that's just me. And this is the one I'm actually gonna use. I'm not gonna make you listen to the second one. We don't need to listen to the second one. We're just testing out the capabilities right here of what this tool can actually do, the voice changer. So we're gonna go ahead and select this. We're gonna go over to the voice changer. I already know the quality is gonna be pretty much a miss because of how the quality of the voice sample was. But just being transparent, I'll show you just what I did and what I was just trying to do. And the good thing about it is I can always go back and do a better vocal sample to get it to sound cleaner because there's definitely some artifacts in my own original sample that I used. And even when I cleaned it up, it didn't help. But once again, I'm doing everything with AI. I don't use a professional mic. I'm using a DJI Mini to record my videos and record my singing. So definitely, if this is something you want to do, the better quality sample you can get, or the better you can clean up your vocal sample, the better quality is gonna come out. So we'll just take that off, so because we don't want to hear that. We just want to hear how. I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited about being able to change over my voice to be able to sing in different languages. Is really inspiring me to go out there and want to do a better quality vocal so I could really see how I would sound singing in Japanese, Chinese, and Spanish. But that's how it sound right there. I know there's some artifacts there, but just showing you the capabilities. Now we're gonna do a Chinese song, and then we're gonna do a Spanish song, and then I'll just leave my final thoughts on this specific feature right here for you. All right, fam. So next up, we got Chinese pop, which I didn't even know was a thing, but let's hear how it sounds.
下班打卡，天色已经灰了，手机震动，又是老板消息。来吧，棱角像回忆还没结束，我锁在这里，脾气快要超速。导航一遍遍说前方拥堵，像一句废话戳在我内心。窗外1公尺就是回家路线，可我动不了，只剩下呼吸。堵在路上的我笑不出来了。
I'm not gonna lie, Fame was kind of sliding on that beat right there. I ain't gonna lie, I was getting into that. Let's go ahead and do that voice changer. Change it over. We'll convert that and see how it sounds and tap back in once it's complete. All right, family, let's hear how it sounds.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah. Oh, oh, yeah. 下班打卡，天色已经灰了，手机震动，又是老板消息。喇叭轮就像回忆还没结束，我锁在这里，脾气快要超速。导航一遍遍说前方有路，像一句废话戳在我内心。窗外1公尺就是回家路线，可我动不了，只剩下呼吸。走在路上的我笑不出来了，一句放宽心，听见了更想发火。
I'm not gonna lie. Every time I'm hearing these things, yes, I hear the artifacts, yeah, I hear the imperfection, but the fact that it's able to really copy everything, the style and the melodies and everything like that, it's really impressive to me. So I'm originally I did this at the request of a viewer. So I just did something really quick, but now I'm really thinking I'm gonna go and try to clean this up and make a better sample. So I could really play around and make some songs sound in my own voice. I think that'd be really cool. But the next thing we're gonna do is Spanish, and then I'll show you that once we're ready to go. All right, sorry about that, family. Video ended prematurely, but let's go ahead and see how it sounds.
Hey, se hizo tarde en la oficina, otra junta, otro café. Prometí llegar a la cena y el reloj se ríe de mí otra vez. Luces rojas hasta el cielo, mi paciencia va 100, piso freno, muerdo el dedo, me conozco. Ya sé cómo termina esto también, porque el tráfico me gana la cabeza.
I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed going kind of crazy right there, but let's see how the voice changer did. Let's see what it did.
Se hizo tarde en la oficina, otra junta, otro café. Prometí llegar a la cena y el reloj se ríe de mí otra vez. Luces rojas hasta el cielo, mi paciencia va 100, piso freno, muerdo el dedo, me conozco. Ya sé cómo termina esto también, porque el tráfico me gana en la cabeza. Me sube la presión y la vergüenza.
I'm not gonna lie, Fairly, that joint was sounding kind of cool. I mean, I think it sounds kind of cool just being able to hear yourself sing in different languages. So let's not get too caught up in the vibe. I know I kind of got caught up in the vibe right there. So we tested it out, voice swapping, regular English. We did Japanese, we did Chinese, we did Spanish. So the capabilities is there. And just give me 1 second, family. So I just did want to show you that I am tapped in. I wish I could have. See, the thing with this is, I wish you could see the history of what each generation did in terms of reducing the credits. Today is Friday, February 27th. My credits renew on the 1st of March, which is coming in about 2 days. So I got some projects I'm going to use with AceStudio, you know, because these credits don't roll over. You use them or you lose them. But definitely happy with AceStudio. Definitely recommend you check them out. There'll be links in the description below. And one more thing before I wrap this up and get my final thoughts. So I do want to shout out No Cap Pool. I mean, he recommended me to do this video about a month ago, and I said I was going to do it. So I did it. And also, just want to shout out another creator that I follow, Music Tech Info. This is someone that I follow because AI music is something that I partly do, but it's not something that I'm always keeping track of everything going. So, Music Tech Info is someone that I'm subscribed to. He's tapped into the game. I mean, he's seasoned vet. So, if you're interested in AI music in general and learning about the different tools and things that's coming out, definitely follow Music Tech Info. If you're curious about learning how to monetize AI music, definitely recommend you follow AI Gorilla, formerly known as AI Music Money. Those are two people in the game I respect. But I think I'm going to end the video right here. I think I've shown everything I wanted to show with this. So I've shown you how, well, I didn't go through the process of training, but I showed you what it looked like. I showed you the sample that I used to train my voice, and it definitely wasn't perfect. So let this video kind of be a testament that you need to follow the instructions and use the actual vocals, the dry vocals, get it dry as possible so you can so you can make music that sounds pretty good. So mine came out okay in terms of swapping the vocals, but it didn't come out the best. But I understand that's really just a limitation based on the tools that I use and how I cleaned up the vocals. So definitely recommend you check out AceStudio. There'll be links in the description below for AceStudio if you want to check them out. There'll be a link in the video for my previous video on AceStudio if you want to check that out. But with that being said, I'm going to end the video right here. And this is Brian, the introverted marketer, and it ain't hard to tell his sample. I'm going to catch you on the next video, family. Peace.